Hey everybody, how's everybody doing this morning? Welcome to my Tuesday live stream editing, photo live editing photo. Well, I edit your pictures that you submit, and then also I put my picture out there that you guys can edit, which is always a lot of fun to see and really enjoy because I think you guys are terrific photo editors as well, and I think it's very useful for people maybe new to the stream or anyone really to see how uh, many different people might edit the same photos. So that's really the most exciting part of the stream, or has become, at least for me. But I do my best to edit your pictures so you can see what my perspective is on it. And I try to, do the best I can in 4 minutes or less, but it usually ends up being 5 or 10 minutes. But looks like we don't have too many pictures today. We have a nice small group in today. Let me pull out my chat window so I can see who's here. And awesome, Walter, John Follow, Scott Mumford, Music Sound Gear, Jeff Painter, Simon, good to see you all. Awesome. Um, let's see. Let me arrange my windows and we'll just go ahead and get started with the editing. And I'm going to start with Olympus Workspace. Looks like there's only one file that came in that I need to use Lightroom on. So there will be one more image after this. So I have 8 images today. And I did refill my coffee, but this time it's a little bit of a cereal mix. I have these little packets you can pour into hot water. That's kind of a, I don't want to call it soup because I hate soup, but I like this little cereal mix that you put in to hot water. But I reuse the coffee grinds because I have a little Keurig, right? I just leave the Keurig thing in there and I run the hot water through it again. So I get a little bit of extra coffee, very weak coffee mixed in with the cereal mix, and it's really good. All right, let's see. Oh, you can't see what I'm looking at, I think. Yeah, there we go. So we'll start here with Paul. And no, it's not instant coffee. It's actually a cereal mix of some kind. It's got little nuts in it and stuff. Honestly, I don't know what it is. Some kind of wheat flour, maybe? I never looked at the ingredients, come to think of it. All right. Wow, this looks good. Hi, Corna. Jonas, good to see you. Wow, this is a nice picture. I really like this. It's very calming look, and it has some depth to it, right? Let's look at the EXIF data. Oh, John Yutze is here. Good to see you. No, it's not hard to drink at all. It's, like I said, it's kind of like a soup. But you didn't hear that from me. Let's see, EM1 Mark II with a 14-to-140. Wow, the Panasonic version at 40 millimeters at 4.7, ISO 200. Good settings, very good settings. So that's why this image looks, it's really nice. I mean, the perspective's a little bit off. You're not quite centered, or maybe the structure is not quite centered. That's going to be a little hard to fix because of this gap here. But I like what I'm seeing right here. So I'm going to just crop in. Oh, let me set my timer. And let's stick with 4:3 for now. Hi, Paul. How are you? And just crop in right on. Let's not even get any of that sky in there. So maybe go a little wider. Right about there. Oh, this skewing error is kind of messing with my head though. So I'm gonna have to go wider just to offset that weirdness. I guess I could try and do some keystoning fixes, but with this kind of keystoning error, it looks weird if I try to correct for it. But Let me try this way. Let me see if that, I have to look at the, in Lightroom I can look at like these two things at the same time. Let me try this way. My brain's not really working. I think that's right. No, back the other way. Sorry. Yeah, this is the right way. Slight keystone error. Do the best I can to correct for that. And then now the bottom part is a little bit too heavy because I'm trying to save these benches because I like the symmetry. But let's see if we can minimize some of that weight with a soft focus. And let's warm it up a little bit more, maybe 6,000K. Whoops, that's 600, sorry, 6,000. You're definitely not centered. Is this, oh, this is your image, Paul? Okay. And let's pull on the, well, let's add some saturation back in. And gradation's good. We'll crank some sharpness back in. And let's pull, oh, you did soften it up a little bit with your highlight shadow settings. So let me just reset these, because those are coming in from your in-camera settings. And then we can compress it right about here. And then push it back up. Let's see, I don't want to push these or this. So let me put a pin here and just push it up a little bit right there. Okay, good. And then add some vignette and we'll call it. I want to make it a little bit warmer too. Let me saturate the reds and the oranges. And yeah, that's good enough. All right. So let's see how we did. There's the before and after. Yeah, I went a little too harsh on the colors, but that's the direction I would go with this image. Just soften it up a little bit because, you know, fall leaves and branches and all that make the image very busy. So pulling back on that a little bit. And now that I'm looking at it, this tree is really interesting right here in the right corner. Man, I wish I should have been able to save that in this picture because that's a really cool tree. I bet there's an image right here on the right side too that can be had because of this tree, because that tree is awesome right there. Huh. But okay, let's move on. I like that. Man, I'd really like to save that tree. I wonder if I can move this out a little bit. If that, hopefully that doesn't make it too, that gives a little bit too much space around the image. So this needs to be a separate image here on the right. But yeah, that looks really, really good. All right, let's move on to the next one. Thanks, Paul, for sending that in. I think that's your first one, isn't it? I don't remember seeing anything from you before. This is interesting. Oh, thank you, Scott. I don't like the angle that you took this from, Lauren, but let's see. Oh, yeah, Lauren, how are you? I don't know if you're here or not, but this is probably not, because in California it's probably like 5 in the morning right now. Um, Lauren always gives very tightly cropped images and really punchy colors. So I usually don't have to do too much work. Let's see what we did on the EXIF. And yeah, keep sending them in, Paul. I'm always happy to edit. It's always fun editing other people's pictures and seeing where they are or where they've been. Took this with an iPhone, 2nd gen, f1.8, 1/125th. These settings are really uh, relative, I guess, to the device, because those don't mean anything to me. I'm not that familiar with that camera on a phone. But let's see. I'm trying to find some story here. I like the leaves on the ground. So I'm gonna crop in on this bottom left corner, because this is where the leaves are coming from, but I think it's interesting how this thing is laying down, kind of left behind, just like these leaves and this pistachio shells have also been kind of left behind by whoever was sitting there. Excuse me. So that's what I'm gonna do. So let's just try a square crop first, and just come in right here. See if I can make that work. Maybe a little tighter, because I don't like the gap along the top of the image. Okay, let's do a little straightening. And come down a little bit. Okay. All right. From here, maybe a vertical would be better. There's a little bit too much. I don't like things being split almost 50-50. So let's go back to 4x3. Do a vertical and come down this way. I'm still not crazy about this crop, but all right, let's just deal with it. Let me see if I can pull back some of these highlights a little bit with a vignette. Let's pull the reds back just a little bit, but the orange is up. And then this red will come back a little bit. I pulled it back a little bit too much, maybe. Pull back the greens a little bit. And then definitely all of these blues I don't want. Like in the rocks here. See if I can gray those out to some extent. Okay. Now I need to brighten up the yellows and the oranges. Maybe the reds. Yeah, right. Maybe not quite that much. And all right. Now let's see if we can pull these highlights down to about there. Bring the shadows back up. So that's a little bit low contrast for my taste, but I need to bring the saturation back on the red and the luminance. I'm gonna pull the greens back. And then white balance is a little bit, I don't know, I feel like going a little cooler on this. Let me see what warmer does. No, let's go a little cooler. All right, let's call it there. Not a great edit, but you know, basically I was just trying to go for this look of things just being left behind, like the pistachio nuts and the leaves and this mask, and eliminate everything else that is not that important. And then the editing itself is okay. It's just such a busy scene, you know, I hate to do a soft focus on it. Let me see if that helps a little bit. Nah, that doesn't work. So, okay, we'll leave it there. It does need to be a little softer, like a little less contrast, definitely. Maybe that helps a little bit, but okay. Very good. Thanks, Lauren. Oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate that. I tried to tell some story with that image. It was tough. Because I had to crop in so much, then you kind of lost the composition he was going for, I think. All right, what did we shoot here? We shot with the EM10 Mark II and a 17 f1.8 at f7.1, 1/800th, ISO 200, so excellent settings, Roberto. You know what you're doing anyway, right? Roberto has a YouTube channel here. For those that don't know, you can look for it by his username. But definitely check it out. He has a great little Olympus channel. Okay, let me, oh, nobody can see what I'm doing here. Good morning, Seraphin. How are you? Let's see. I think, yeah, sky and everything else got to go. Let's see if the haze helps a little bit. Tiny bit. And the water is very ripply, isn't it? You know, a long exposure would have been nice to kind of smooth out some of this water a little bit. What did we use again? Yeah, EM10 at 1/800th of a second. So yeah, you would need an ND filter or something. It's really bright out there. But that would have been nice. And you just got 100 subs. Man, I'm lucky to get 100 subs anymore. My sub count has been really static this year. I think I'm just barely above what I was when I started this year. But anyway, let's see. Let's do wide, but come in a little tighter. A little bit tighter. Let me see. I mean, I don't know if these rocks help tell a story to give a little foreground information. Man, you got this thing really perfectly leveled, though. I'll give you that. Yeah, they're all True Blue loyal. That's true. I am very grateful for the subs that I have. They're solid. Excellent. I have the best subs ever, right? The best viewers. I couldn't be any happier with my viewers. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, I'm debating if this needs to be there or not, or if I should just go for a more minimalist look. I can recrop it towards the end. Let me just work on the editing part. I need to get some of the shadows back in with the gradation tool. And There's only one color here. There's not much color here I'm going to be able to save. So I'm going to go with the black and white. And yeah, crush the sharpening. Turn off the noise filter. And where's my tone curve? Let me add a red filter, bring in the sky, hopefully, just a tad, but brighten this up a little more. And if I warm it up, it may brighten up. Let me see. It may brighten up where I need it to be brighter. Not really. Let me go back. It's helping a little bit. I'll just put it at 7,000. Because this area here, I'd like to be a little brighter, so it's here. So let's pull this up. Pull this down. Pull in the sky. Dang it, I'm out of time. Let me reset that. Let me try one more time. I want that to be a little better. A little bit better. Add a vignette. That might be too much right there. Crank in some dehaze and clarity. All right, I have to call it because I'm out of time. Let's see what we did. Yeah, shooting directly into the sun, right? This is a shot you could have bracketed and maybe smoothed out the water too. But there you have it, before and after. Yeah, it came out okay. A little bit softer, less contrasty image. I bet a soft focus would really... Let me just throw a soft focus filter on real quick. That would carry it a little bit further. Or maybe a grainy. I think a grainy would mess it up a little bit. Let me just pull the shadows in a little bit this way. All right, there we go. So final edit. Yeah, I got mixed feelings about this bottom right corner. You can crop that out or leave it in. I'm not trying to create any kind of foreground element. I'm just trying to create some, add to the story a little bit, because by itself, I feel like there's not really enough there for the story or information in the image. So this little platform going into the water gives a little bit more information about what's going on in this scene. At least that's what I think. But okay. Nice shot. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, wolf or fox. A fox. Why did I say wolf? It's a fox. That's cool. Image writer. EM10 Mark II with a 40 to 150 kit lens. I mean, this is like a $399 setup, right? $399 right now, or $499. I mean, it's just amazing what you can do with just an entry-level camera like this. I mean, this is a $99 lens. I know that. Oh, hey, thanks, Roberto. So let's, I appreciate that. That helps me out a lot. Let's do a square. Let's straighten it. I always like to get the eyes kind of level in the image. And let's go with him in the top left corner. And I'll keep a little bit of the foreground in there. And then just crank the sharpness, turn off the noise filter. And let's do a pop art filter. And then we'll tone it back down here. And then, oh, it's still too strong. Dang it. Can I pull it back? No, I can't pull it back this way. So let me turn off the pop art. It's just too strong. We'll add the color back in this way. Yeah, it's a combination of great settings too, right? 1/750th of a second. That's really good for larger animals like this, meaning larger than birds. These are excellent settings, and he shot it basically wide open at the long end, and it's still amazing, right? Let's add some vignette. And we can go pretty heavy on the vignette because there's no white skies or anything. And let's see, the shadow area. I wonder if I can bring the eyes out a little more. Wow, they're really in the shadows though. So I'm going to try and fake it with a clone stamp. Let's see. Where's my brush? Oh, it's way too big. That's too small. That's just right. All right, so let's pick his other eye here because that one is pretty bright. And then just copy it right there. Just pull the opacity back. Let me try one more time. There, good enough. All right. It's a little bit fakey looking. I could have done a better job. Yeah, let me try and fix that up a little bit. I'm in the right area. Let's go there. Let's move the opacity down a bit more. Maybe add a little bit there. Nope. All right. Well, anyway, since we don't have like brushes in in workspace to really bring those out better, that's the best I can do. Let's work with the tone curve now and see if I can really bring out the eyes, but pull it back on the grass. It doesn't look like it. The grass and the eyes are just too close together. All right. That's best I can do in 4 minutes. So let's take a look here. Okay, that came out okay. I jacked up the eyes a little bit, but I think the crop is just about perfect. And, you know, going with the square crop works. So if we look at this by itself, yeah, I like that. Definitely, it'd have been nice to brush in a little luminance into the eyes, but other than that, this is a perfect image. I love getting a capture of a fox time to time. It's really cool. I think I've only gotten one or two, but they're really blurry, like Bigfoot, you know, because you don't expect to see a fox. If they see you, they're gone in 2 seconds, right? But okay. Oh, thank you guys. You like that edit? Thanks. I appreciate it. Wow, this is already pretty soft from Scott. Oh, Scott's here. I think I remember seeing Scott. Oh, wow, you used the E510 with the 14 to 42 kit. That's really cool. At f8, 40 millimeters. Wow. I would have shot this at like f5.6, but yeah, many of the Fox images are blurred too, right? Yeah, I believe it. Let me just eyeball this real quick. This is some kind of windy, foggy kind of scene. I mean, you can tell there's lots of wind with the way the water is, but then there's fog, that's really odd to have wind and fog at the same time. Unless this is not fog and it's dust blowing up from the land here. But I can't imagine it's dust because there's so much water. It's very confusing. All right. What did we use? Yeah, the E510. We looked at that. So let me just crop in and look at the histogram. There's no data on the left and right of it. So it's a very, very compressed image tonal-wise already. So let's let me throw a pop art so I can see where the colors are. Oh, I have no art filters because it's an E510, so forget that. Let's go monotone. Throw in a ton of dehaze. And crop in 16 by 9. And the left side's a little more interesting than the right. Come in tighter. Let's see how that looks. Let's do wider. There. Okay, let's compress the tone curve to its limits here. And just a tiny bit of clarity. And pull up a little bit here. Oh, what happened? Workspace just closed on me. Dang it. I was on a roll there. I was in a zone. Dang it. Let me put this back in. We did that. It's this is I have to start all over. All right. Let me try again. I can do this real fast actually. That's a little tighter off the top. And then we went monotone and I did that. And I think I just compressed it very quickly like this. Right? I don't need to come in quite that much. And just add a little bit more contrast. Gradation's fine. Let me see if I can bring out a little more on the highlights. And then smooth out the blacks a little bit. Yeah, just like that. Okay. That's pretty much it. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, I think that's good. So there's the before and after. So again, there's no color left in the image, so I just went black and white. And then a nice wide crop, I think, really captures kind of all of the everything that's going on in this image. So I think that came out really nice. Wow, look at that. That is awesome. That's an awesome picture. Oh, let me get my big head out of the way. Sorry, I have so much phlegm this morning. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, let's go to the next one. Thanks, Scott. All right, here from John Yutze with the XZ1. That's right, we were talking about that. f1.818, ISO 200. Looks good. I think the base ISO on that camera though is 100, isn't it? I think. But based on the shutter speed you have here, you probably didn't want to do quarter second, right? Shutter speed, so it's really dark. All right, let's see if we can save anything with gradation. And just pull it up this way. Oh, this is kind of a twilight shot, isn't it? And let's use the noise filter. Where is it, if any? Oh, there's no noise filter. So let's pull back the sharpness then. Just a little bit. Can't believe there's no noise filter on this camera. Well, I guess not. Let's pull the saturation back a little bit. Oh, you sent me a JPEG, that's why. Okay. This is a JPEG image. And then let's do a straightening. Oh, I don't have a timer or nothing going on. Okay. Maybe 16 by 9. And we need some, unless these buildings are really leaning in and about to fall in the water, we need to fix this, well, let's do it with Keystone. I guess about there. And wow, we have a pretty good selection of filters here. What can I do? Maybe soft focus, because there's so much noise in the image. I just want to try to mitigate that somewhat. And let's bring some contrast back in. Just a little bit. I need to straighten a little bit more. I'm still not happy with this image somehow. Maybe it's just those buildings on the left. Let me try that. Okay. Let's increase the luminance here on some of the blues. Okay. I think that's all I can really do. Maybe saturate the orange a little bit more. Nah, not that much. A slight shift here. Maybe back this way. And the blues, a slight shift to teal. All right, I gotta call it. Let's see how we did. So before and after, yeah, I pulled up the shadows so much on this little tiny sensor. It brought a lot of the grain back. But I was trying to go for, you know, the color because I like the contrast between the yellow and the blue. And something's still not right about this crop. I'm feeling like maybe it's this bottom shadow right here is distracting. It'd be nice to, if this was all yellow down here, and it'd give a little more, I don't know, maybe not. But okay, thanks, John. That was kind of cool, editing an old camera picture here. But you can see the noise in here. Like Lightroom would fix a lot of this. But okay, that's cool. Let's go to this one. And this is from John Follows. EM1 Mark II, 12 to 45 Pro, 17 millimeter f5.6, 1/400, ISO 160. So yeah, excellent, excellent settings. And what is that, a goat? Oh my goodness. Where's Bob Titchmarsh? He would love this image. Let's see. Why don't we keep it vertical, but I need to tilt it. Yeah, keep sending them in. I probably should use Lightroom though on those old images because Workspace is not really ideal for recovering. Workspace is not ideal for recovering old photos. Lightroom is much better at it. Too much rock. I think a square image. I don't know if I can save the goat in this image, but that's the most interesting thing here is this goat. Maybe right here. And yeah, soft focus. And I didn't set my timer, but that's okay. It's a small group today. Let's just pull it right there. Push it right about there. Let's warm it up a bit. Wow, I can't believe we're at 8,000K and it's not like overly warm. Clone in a bunch of goats. Oh, that's true. Dang it. That's a great idea. Let's see. I need a clone stamp maybe. Let's go with about a 15 and see. And let's blur the heck out of it. See what that does. Oh, I need a much bigger brush. A little bit. Wow. All right, so we'll picture that. Add one here. Oh, come on, Workspace, don't crash on me again. Oh, it's not working. Come on. All right, almost there. Let me go back. I'll put one here. Maybe a little bit bigger brush. Okay, let's add another sheep. Right there. or goat, I should say. I don't know if that's a goat or a sheep. Uh, and just some vignette. Of course, sharpness, no noise filter. And yeah, you're funny, John. Let's see. Maybe I think that's all I need to do really is maybe just some gradation for the tree. Let me do an auto gradation, and then we'll pull the tone curves back again. I need a slight tilt more. Okay, that looks good. All right, I'm gonna call it. Maybe pull back on the shadows a little bit there. Tiny bit of clarity. Now I can call it. All right. So before and after. So yeah, the rocks were literally too heavy in this image. I like the tree on the far left here. That could be another image later, but yeah, the image on the right, the final edit, you know, faking in some sheep is okay, I suppose. They look like they're cloned because they're all exactly the same. It'd have been nice to have a little variety, but then I wouldn't need to clone if I had more sheep, right? So kind of cool. All right, let's go to thank you, Scott. Let's see, I think that's it there. Let's go to Lightroom and pick up the DNG image from someone that sent it in. Let me synchronize this folder. And let's see. Oh, there's one I need to do. Dang, there's actually more in here. I did that one. I did that one and those. So, okay, it's just this one. Because I definitely did all of these. What's this? Yeah, I've done all of these. So, all right. Let's get rid of the presets. So this is from Simon. Oh, Simon, you're here. All right. Wow. Nice. What did we use here? This was a Canon EOS 5D Mark III with a 47 millimeter at 47 with a 24-105 f4. Okay, nice. What if I click auto and let's cool it off a little bit more. Right there. And see if we can separate the, I'm going to try two different ways to separate the color. Your pre-Olympus days. Did you sell off your 5D Mark III? I mean, that's a nice camera, but I guess it's hard to sell it now. It's probably not worth very much at this point. I'm trying to get a little more separation in the colors without oversaturating them. But okay. And let's see, we can definitely crop in. I like this little castle thing over here though. I don't want to lose that. And there's some people's heads here, so we got to crop that out. Let's try that. I need a little more room. I don't know if I can keep that church or whatever this thing is in the image. Let's pull out the noise while we're in here. Just a little bit of color noise. Like so. Just a touch of luma. And then let's sharpen it. Okay. Oh, I didn't put my timer on or my face. Well, anyway, it's the last one. We'll be all right. Let me see if I can just add a little more punch to these fireworks. And I got masking on. Yeah, flow is fine. Let's see what this does. Yeah, we need to shift this more. Magenta. Okay. I'll do the opposite. This one. Not making much progress here. But yeah, now we can see the blues in there. I'm not crazy about this crop. I'd love to keep this little church in here. Because that's really a nice, but it doesn't balance well in the image. So I'm just going to skip it. It's just not a strong enough presence. So I'm going to go with this vertical. Give it a little more headroom over here. Okay, I think that works. So Walter gave me this idea to snapshot this. I'll create a virtual copy. Where is it? Create a virtual copy, and then yeah, just reset this and compare these two. So there's the before and after. Okay, that kind of works. I I didn't do much with the exposure. I'd really like to have done a little more exposure work. Sorry, let me just work on it a little bit more. And then we'll get to the viewer edits, because let me do some dehaze and clarity and push the highlights and shadows just a little bit right in here. Because, you know, there's a lot of like smoke and things from these fireworks that I just want to kind of give a little more attention to the sort of all the action going on. Right in here. And then I want to darken. I mean, a vignette would probably do it, but I don't want to lose the highlights here, so I'm going to just brush it. Let's try. I want this to be a little darker right in here and over here. All right. Okay, that's all I'm going to do, because you could spend all day light painting, right? There. Now let's do it before and after. But you see, by illuminating the smoke a little bit around the fireworks, I think it helps, you know, accentuate what's going on and gives you a more atmospheric feel. That's kind of the look I was going for. Hey Jill, how are you? Yeah, I think that looks good. So a little noise reduction needs to be thrown in, but we're good. All right, let's see what you guys did with my image here. So the original image, let me see, it's here. I think it's this one. Let me see, I can tell by the file name. No, that's not the original. I think that's the original image. Let me see the file name. Yeah, this is the original image. So I'm going to put a star there. This is what I gave you guys to edit. And, you know, it was kind of interesting, right? But I didn't do a good job capturing it. So it definitely needed some editing after the fact, unfortunately. So let's see what we did here. Okay, nice wide crop. This is from John Follows using Affinity. You know, Affinity is on sale right now. Walter pointed this out to me for like 35 bucks right now. I'm half tempted to get it, but I don't think I'd ever use it. So why waste $35? I don't know. But anyhow, is the stream frozen? It looks okay on my end, everything. But okay, yeah, this is cool. Nice warm colors. And kind of smoothed out the sky a little bit, but I like the crop. You got rid of all of the annoying distractions in the original image, especially the top left corner was really bad. Yeah, he's wearing a black mask while reading. That's true. I think he's uncovered his face a little bit, but this is at a national park, so they're a little bit stricter about, or conscious about, you know, wearing masks. Let's see, this is Paul Solaru. Solaru, sorry, Paul Solaru. I have to watch my accent. Cool, you got rid of all the leaves and everything up at the front, which was kind of my focus, but you focused on the framing of this guy reading, which is cool. So yeah, I should have zoomed in. If I wanted to get this kind of framing, I should have zoomed in and compose this a little better if I wanted to focus on this guy. But I didn't even notice the guy in the shot until after I was looking at it in post. But yeah, I would reframe this shot for this guy if I had saw him when I was there. So this is a good catch and good black and white processing. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, you hit the play button, Scott? I know, right? This is another play on the guy. Walter, this from Walter. This is a really good crop. I like this. Nice rule of odds. And yeah, this is a really good composition. I like this crop a lot. I'm not crazy about the halo affecting here around the branches. Oh, let me make sure I got full res going on. Hold on. Oh, it's no big deal, Simon. There we go. Yeah. But yeah, this is a good edit, Walter. Thanks. I like it. No big deal, Walter. This, or Simon, I put out edits 3 times a week. You can get the next one. It's another one from Walter. He's recropped it down very low. This looks really low to the ground. I don't think I was that low to the ground. But because it's up on a hill, you can crop in and make it look like you were low to the ground, right? And that's kind of what he's done here. So this one, Walter kept the guy and the leaves in the shot, but cropped out all of the mess in the top left corner and a lot in the top right. So yeah, this is a good crop too. I think it's a little bit heavy in the foreground though, on this crop. So I'm not as crazy about this crop. I like this crop you did here better. This crop here I'm not a big fan of, but good processing. I don't know which crop did you like of Walter's, number 2 or number 1, Simon? Because he has 2. I like number 1 better. This one, I like this one better, but this one that's kind of low to the ground, I'm not a big fan of. And this is the original image. And oh, okay, Scott, you just brushed that guy out altogether, which is more accurate to what I saw when I was there, believe it or not, because I didn't see the guy when I was there. But I like this very gritty processing you did. So a little bit of clarity added, basically. It gives it a really interesting look. Oh, so Paul, you like number 1. Number 2 is an interesting. DeMorgan liked number 2 better. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it's all subjective though, right? It's all subjective. Like, I like this crop. I like this crop. This is similar to what Walter did, but Walter didn't brush the guy out. So I got mixed feelings about keeping the guy in or out of the shot. But the best thing about this image, the crop is really good. And the processing I really like, very crisp. Oh, this is my edit. I did a terrible job, man. I just saw focus and clarity and, negative clarity and some punchy colors. And I went with a vertical crop to kind of get rid of up here in the top left. This is really still too busy. I would have cropped a little tighter, but then it didn't look right to me. Let me just double check my crop. Maybe, yeah, I didn't like it because then the foreground got too heavy for me. So that's why I kind of kept it kind of like this. But anyhow, that's my edit of the image. Very surreal, soft looking, right? Oh, cool. Looks like snow. That's cool, Image Writer. Let me get rid of this sidebar here. That is cool. So basically, you desaturated all of the yellow and orange in the image. So now it's like a bicolor, just a little bit of blues little bit of blues and reds in here with the accent of the white. That's really good processing. And the crop is okay. Um, this is a hard picture to crop, really, and make it look right. I really like Walter's crop best, but with this crop, with this image, I think this crop works better because of all of the white in the image. You know, otherwise we would miss all of that. Um, so this crop works better for this, the way you process this image, I think. So yeah, this is really interesting. I like this though. It's very different. Like I would have never seen this myself. And let's see, we have one here from Marcel. We have a little bit of prism action going on. Wow, this is interesting too. I don't like the prism on it. I'm trying to let me do full screen and see what the heck are we looking at? Um, I'm just not getting the effect. I like the processing, you know, going all sepia kind of, but I'm not getting the effect of this this prism or whatever. Interesting though. Interesting framing and everything. And the crop is excellent. This crop is really good. I like this wide crop. I would, again, this is a crop I didn't even consider because I felt like it was just too messy. But the way you process this, you really minimized all of the chaos and just minimized it down to a really interesting crop. This is really, I like this crop. And the processing, I think, adds to getting rid of all the busyness in the scene by just minimizing the tone to the tones in the image. Um, oh, hey, nature, how are you? Oh, wow, Roberto. Wow. Really made a very made it look like sunset. It was actually sunrise or close to sunrise. Wow, you can see the timestamp there, 9:02 a.m. I think that was the actual time it was. And sunrise is at like 7 a.m., so it's only 2 hours after sunrise. But this looks like a sunset picture now. Really nice job and good crop too. The wide crop really eliminates sort of that heaviness that I was feeling in the foreground because you mixed in some grass and the leaves and just the two trees and got rid of all that chaos in the top. So this is an awesome edit, Roberto. I really like this one. I'm gonna have to say this might be my favorite one so far. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh wow, Surge. Man, this rocks. You focused on the one thing I didn't see when I was actually there and the guy in the picture. Like I said, I swear to God, I didn't see that guy in the frame when I took the picture. But wow, this is excellent. I'm torn now between Roberto. Okay, my favorite color image is Roberto here. And then my favorite black and white is Surge right now. Excellent, excellent, excellent composition and crop. And really cropping an image is like 90% of the work done in editing, right? Is how you're going to crop it if you didn't crop it right in camera or frame it right when you're in camera. Because then from there, it's just basic editing, contrast, color, whatever, right? So that is excellent. And then DeMorkin, Photo Treks by robtrek. Yep. This is similar to the crop I did. Very, very similar. But you added a white vignette. And, oh, yeah. I thought I saw this without the text. So the white vignette is, I guess, an attempt to get rid of all of the chaos in the corners of this image. This kind of works. A little bit softer in the middle to kind of go with the white vignette. You know, like less texture and clarity or something. I think would have made this. But yeah, It looks good, but you're definitely not going for that at all because you know how to do that. So you chose to keep everything in here nice and crisp. So that's, but I like this crop. The way you cropped it, it's very similar, but you're a little bit tighter. Definitely, this is like a vertical 16:9 crop, which this works because you got rid of that whole left side, which was just a frickin' mess. So really good. Yes, I am very hungry. I'm very hungry. So let me swap batteries real quick, and then we'll call it. I forgot to. So what time is it? 9:48. So I put the other battery in right around 7 o'clock. Wow, that battery didn't last 3 hours. That must be an older battery. Because normally I get over 3 hours on a battery. So I didn't even think about swapping in between streams. I think that's the last one. So wow, really excellent edits on this image. I really like what everybody did. Everybody had a very, very different take. I mean, in this setting, like no two images were the same, really, at all. Look how different everything is from this one image. You know, I think where's this is the original. Everybody got a very different edit. That's awesome. You can hear me, Jill? I'm glad you came back. It's good to see you again. But we're right at the end of the stream. I have to call it. So, you guys, thanks very much for joining me today on my live stream. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to spend it here with some editing, and I really enjoy seeing your edits. And I hope you like some of the edits that I did. I do the best I can, but this Thursday, I normally do stream on Thursday, but it's a holiday here in the U.S., Thanksgiving, so I might do a stream tomorrow, or I probably have to do it on Friday. So I'll do it probably Friday, Sunday this week instead of Thursday, Sunday. But otherwise, thanks again for joining me today, and send in all your pictures. You know, you can save the link that I use for this stream to submit your pictures. You can submit them anytime. You don't have to wait till the stream comes live, and then when I come to the next stream, I'll put it up. I'll edit them for you. So you guys have a great holiday weekend if it's a holiday for you. But either way, I want to see you guys all again soon. I really look forward to it. Thanks again.